Good morning, afternoon, and evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to our crowdfunding panel with producer Eugene Mandelkorn and the cast of Lead the Way, Carolina Hayos. Morning, Carolina, how are you?
Great, how are you? Thank you.
Yeah, good, thank you. Good. And Eugene, yourself, how are you?
I'm doing fine.
Good. So, should we introduce people to our campaign and what we're doing? Basically, for people that don't know about crowdfunding is a way of backing people to support them produce a product, in our case, a feature film. And we do it through a crowdfunding platform. In our case, we chose Indiegogo for various reasons. And through Indiegogo, you can basically choose perks or they're basically like rewards in exchange for backing us. So, so Eugene, do you want to introduce yourself and the film a little bit? So, what is Lead the Way?
Okay,
about?
well, I am a producer writer, and I actually wanted to make this type of film all my life. I came a fraction of a second from death when I was very young, and I had a mission from that moment on, and I chose as my vehicle for my goal the entertainment industry. And so this is part of my mission. I wanted to make a film that would be a new genre. Comedy makes you laugh, drama makes you cry, but this is a film that inspires, that uplifts, that makes you feel that anything is possible. And that's what a solution film does. Okay?
So it's really intent on getting the messages that are most important to the world out there. That's the solution genre which you have created yourself when you notice certain algorithms in your scripts. Is that correct?
Yeah. 50 years of work in developing the new genre. Yes.
Yeah, which we have a course on that, which we'll get into in a bit. So, first of all, let's Carolina, let's talk a bit about the film. Because we've got the script and the movie as a bundle for $25 as a perk. So let's just talk a bit. Also, the making of available for $10, and you can Lead the Way for $10 as well. But yeah, Carolina, why don't you tell us a bit about what it was that attracted you most to the script?
Well, as an Indigenous performer, the majority of work for us has usually been history, period pieces. So for us, that means leathers and feathers. A lot of filmmakers don't see us in a present, day capacity, and don't realize that a lot of us are urban Indigenous, and we're not just on reservations,
Yeah, sure.
or we're not extinct. So getting to be this modern woman in a modern world and dealing with modern issues, and then, tackling politics from a completely different angle was exciting.
Yeah, no, definitely. It sounds like there's a diversity issue there and political issue there. Do you want to talk about how this inspired you politically?
Well, I actually come from a family that has been, I'm from DC, so some of my family's been involved in politics and activism over the years, and it definitely rubbed off on me. I like that this didn't look just on one side of the aisle. It looked to bridge the gap and find solutions for everyone, and how we can work together to really make a change. So that was really exciting. It was a whole new concept, and I think people
It's very
like
relevant to today, isn't it? Very relevant indeed. Can I just ask you also about what it was that attracted you to the character in the first place?
Yes, first of all, we have Deb Haaland that's in Congress right now, and she's someone for us to look up to. But she's our first person in this country that we can really look up to, and our youth can see that that's a possibility for them, and that they can make a difference and make change for their people and their communities. But having that also represented in media, whereas, in my youth, I tried to avoid anything of the news, of politics. I wouldn't have known about them. It probably would have missed me. But I would see this film and think, I could do that. So
Exactly.
that was nice to be a role model. Was a real attractive part of it.
Awesome, awesome. So yeah, I mean, Carolina, do you want to tell us about your favorite perk out of this whole campaign?
I think the dollar perk is accessible to everyone. I
So
know
do I. So do I.
I know the pandemic hit a lot of people, and a lot of us are bouncing back, and some of us are still, you know, just making it by. So a dollar means you could be a part of something bigger and see something progress and help other people. So it's really exciting.
Let's talk a little bit about the making of, which is a $10 perk. So, I mean, Carolina, what were some of the biggest challenges about the production and in terms of bringing your character to life?
Well, we shot during COVID, during pandemic, and we're still not out of the water yet. Uh,
Hmm.
but we had a great plan, and we had a great crew that were keeping things in check. Everything was clean. We had fresh PPE. I felt more safe on set than I would going to a grocery store. And mind you, I haven't been to a grocery store. I'm finally all vaccinated. I might go to a grocery store now, but I
Hmm.
might wait too. I felt more
Hmm.
safe on set than I would have in a grocery store. So that says a lot. Um, but really, the hardest part was shooting in outdoor 110-degree heat wearing a suit.
Yeah, yeah, 100 degrees.
I drank a lot of water that day.
Yeah, you needed to. And so let's move on to our next perk now, which is a very cheap perk. It's just after the $1 perk that we're all excited about. It's the $5 perk, which is a whole new virtual reality immersive experience that we have created just purely to sell this campaign. So Eugene, do you want to tell us a little bit more about Oberowenda
Okay, well, Oberunda is a micronation
in
that
the film,
Patrick
right?
Lee lives in. Right, that
Hmm.
Patrick Lee lives in. It's a live and work condo. Okay, his offices are on the first floor, and then he lives on the second and third floor, and there actually is in the film a fourth floor. But we only explore three of the floors in this VRISP with VRISM, which is kind because his home is not more than his castle, it's his nation, and it's also his campaign offices. So in this VRISP, you take a tour of
Of his ordinary world. Mm,
his also his campaign offices, because
hmm
you are waiting in line to be a possible volunteer for his campaign.
hmm
Okay? So you're applying to be a volunteer in his campaign, and you're learning all about how he runs his campaign.
Do
Okay?
do you want to
And
tell
that,
us a
yeah.
bit more about the difference between the VRISP and the VRISM? Because you
Okay.
threw it in there
A,
and
a, a
mm,
VRISP is a whole new form of entertainment. It is a virtual reality immersive solution play. It's a combination of virtual reality, of an immersive theater. I don't know if everybody knows what immersive theater is, but immersive theater is a new kind of theater where the audience interacts with the actors. There is no division between the stage and the audience. They actually take part. And this whole experience is through the audience's point of view. So you are seeing who you're meeting and talking to, who you're interacting with, okay?
hmm
And
hmm
you make choices of what rooms you go into in the VRIF, in Oberuenda, okay? And
so it's
there's,
completely
yeah,
immersive.
yeah,
Mm,
complete immersive. There's music, there's dancing, there's all, which is part of immersive theater. But the
mm.
third part is the most important, and that is the solution film is also part of this triumvirate of entertainment that you're involved in. And that means that every room you choose to go into is a solution to another problem that we face every day. Okay?
Which brings us to another point. We want to know the problems that people want solutions to.
Yes.
So anyone who purchases a perk, we want them to list in the comments a problem that they want to see a solution to.
Right.
And from that, hopefully in our sequel or our next production, we'll be able to solve that problem in the form of a solution film,
Yeah.
which is a whole new genre that we've mentioned before. But before we close on Oberwender, I just wanted to mention you can be a voiceover artist for only $100, and it doesn't matter where you are in the world, does it, Eugene? You can be that voiceover artist because we're going to translate Oberwender into a few different languages.
Yes, and you can look any way you want because the VRIF is totally COVID-free because all of the characters are avatars. They look like real people, like in a virtual reality game. They look like real people, and and you can look any way you want, and you are the voice of that character. Okay. Yeah.
So
that's one of
that's
the
only that's $100, but you can buy Oberwender for $5. That's just $5, and you'll get a whole new experience out of it. So then also we have the digital currency between I think $50 and $100 perk. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you want to tell us a little bit about the currency of Oberwender and how that actually works?
Okay, because Patrick Lee's campaign offices and his home are more than his castle. They are his own nation. His nation has its own national anthem, which is what you get in the first perk for $1. It has its own currency, which you can purchase. In here, you can get the currency, which is a utilitarian. It's a utility coin that you can use to purchase other things in the campaign at a discount. Okay, so you can actually use it. That's what a utility coin is. But that's the currency of his nation. I wish we could bring it up on the screen right here because you can see.
Okay, no, it's on the campaign page. People need to visit the page and have a look at the currency. Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
and so they can use it. It's utility coins.
So it's basically like a discount to purchase the other perks. And one of the major other perks I think we should talk about really quickly now. So going up to $150 to $300 are our two courses. The first course is Be the Solution, which is a course by Eugene all about writing in the solution genre. Which we will have a whole panel on, I think, next week. But, for this week, I think we want to concentrate on our $300 course, which is Directing During a Pandemic with our award-winning director, Richard L. Anderson, who, how many films has he done in during the pandemic? Is it just this one, do you know? Or
this is the only one he shot during the pandemic, but he shot his last two films were shot in China.
Okay.
So they got through that pandemic.
Same practices. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, so Carolina, can I just because obviously Richard's worked with some of the biggest names in cinema history and his credit list is over the hundreds. What was your experiences of working with him? How did you find him directing the whole environment during COVID?
I think Richard was well equipped. He had a great crew that supported him and his vision and kept us all safe. And he was a collaborative director. There was a few things that I made suggestions on just to add a little bit more authenticity as an Indigenous woman. And he was very open to them and worked with me to find the right balance. And it was exciting to see.
I remember you saying before you had to work very fast and you were really getting through the locations quickly. You had one location that was all one.
Yes, we had a building that was numerous locations in different corners and pockets and upstairs and around the corner. It was amazing. And like I said, the crew worked so swiftly. We could be shooting two different units in the same building. it was quite professional.
Yeah.
And then just setting up for the next location or shot, which was in the next room, it was really quick.
It's simple. At least you could get the first AD to be moving all the sets around in between shooting. So we also have some more expensive perks between $500 and $5,000, which are what we would call super backers. So I mean, Eugene, these are producer credits, right? Do you want to tell people about being a producer?
Okay, well, I mean, I've got more experience as a producer than a writer, but because this is a new form of entertainment, not just a new genre, but a new form of entertainment, we want people who have different ideas of what the project should be. And they will have actual input into what this project will be. We have a person that's already paid to be a co-producer on the project. And I know what his emphasis is. I know which of the rooms is the most important to him, because each room is a solution. And he wants to be involved in the shooting and what goes on in that room. So, this is the thing, is you can become really part of this. Mm-hmm. And we have right now 3 rooms, but we could have 4 rooms, we could have 5 rooms, because like a game. You only have a half an hour to play the game, and in every room you enter, you can earn Oberonde coinage. You can earn enough Oberonde coinage to play the game again, or you can earn coinage to spend on other perks and so forth. Yeah, yeah. So it's a very interesting thing, and I think that a producer will learn a lot about producing by being part of the production team, but they will also learn about a whole new genre, which we already have plans for another VRIS. Oh, and I should mention VRISM. VRISM, I didn't explain. VRISM is a virtual reality immersive spatial museum. In other words, we will have artists from around the world have their art, both paintings on the wall and sculptures in the rooms, that will introduce people to their art. And if they're interested in any piece of art in any of the rooms, they can click on that also. So, in other words, there's a lot of immersive going on in this.
So it's a very immersive project, and very, very interesting, I think. So yeah, I mean, we pretty much covered our perks. I think we need to tell people a bit about what we're raising the money for. So as I think you already gathered, the film's in post-production, and we're using the money for the sale. Well, we're trying to raise the money for the sales and marketing of this project to try and get it out there into a world which is going to be post-COVID. So we don't know what the distribution industry is going to be like. So yeah, I mean, basically, if you just come and visit our crowdfunding page on Indiegogo, we'll provide a link somewhere in this video, and also a link with wherever we're posting this. But please come have a look at the campaign. Remember to like us on Facebook, and please share this campaign with others. Like we said, we've just got a $1 perk. That's amazing. It's not going to take anything out of your pocket, especially if you're over here in the UK. That's like 70p. You can't go wrong. So anyway, thank you so much, guys, for being here today. Carolina, thank you, and Eugene, thanks for everything. And yeah, good luck. Please remember to back us.